Hello everyone, welcome back to another weekly creative build comp overview, where today's theme was cafe. And, well, my secondary theme was ugly. It wasn't like an ugly theme, the theme was literally ugly. So I made something ugly. And I did my best to make it ugly. And I gotta say, I think I succeeded. This hurts to look at. And I'll be honest, it felt horrible to make. I hated almost every moment of making it, though even I couldn't resist trying to do just good but unique building styles. Like, I kind of like this little design, although I don't think it works as chairs and a table. I do think it could look cool in another build. But yeah, I did indeed do my best to make it as ugly as I could possibly think of. Trying to pull every trick in the book of what not to do while building. Outside of making it a very square build, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Like, even I cannot make a box house anymore. Yeah. But, yeah. There is a little bit more to it, though. This, and I'm actually going to take a small detour from I don't think I'll find it, but probably last year, I'm assuming, back when we last did cafe as the theme, I made a building very similar to this. Obviously, it didn't look anything like this, but if you look at the approximate shape and where things are, it is incredibly similar. And that was on purpose. Give you some contrast. This is the dark reality version of that cafe. This is the version of that cafe that would show up in our world. Anyway, moving on, we have Slushy Cone, who made my brain just shut off for a moment, sorry. They made a cafe. Specifically a cafe window with a seated area. We have some, I believe, strawberries on a plate with some pudding. And a drink. And yeah. Very nice little design. Moving right along, we have H.H. Smarty, who made a cinnamon bun designed cafe with people running it that you may or may not recognize. I'm totally not naming them because I can't remember people's names ever, especially that person. But anyway, next up we have 2910, who made a cat cafe, or at least a very small portion of the inside because they went way too big for this plot size. It's an amazing build, but yeah. It is admittedly really, really big for this small of a plot. Impressive, though, still. Really like this cat. It is quite a well-made cat. Just want to scratch its head. But yeah. Anyway, moving right along, we have Bumblebee 1600, who sadly didn't build anything. Next up, we have Mr. Prixdiggy, who, well, made a cafe out in the woods. And yeah. Sorry, got a little distracted. Yeah. It seems to be a cake cafe. Not sure what these are. I mean, aside from possibly decorations. You know what, actually, cafes tend to be decorated quite well. They're probably just decorations. Anyway, next up we have Chibov, who definitely focused a lot more on the environment than the actual cafe. And if you do not believe me, this is the cafe in all of its entirety. Which, admittedly, for a mini build that you would probably shove into like a town that you would pass by in a build, or something that you wouldn't actually want, a build that you would want off in the distance, this is a very valid build type for a cafe. So, yeah, it is a very, very simple cafe. I do like the use of walls here, though. They just used a debug stick for these, by the way. Which, yeah. Very nice overall, though. I love the environment. But yeah. Anyway, next up we have Quaimalo, who made a small little cafe by the looks of it. We got bar stools and a fridge, coffee machines. That is actually a nice use of armor stands there. And yeah. Anyway, next up we have Shifty Wifty, who made a nice little cafe next to a river. And yep, cafe. Got your cooking area and fridge, tables, chairs. Wait. Chairs and counters? Yeah, counters. I guess there are tables out here, actually, never mind. And umbrellas. Yeah. Anyway, next we have that girl Sarah, who made a very nice little quaint cafe over here. Gotta love the corner seats. Got a big table, another corner seat table, and an outside area with roofed seating. Yeah. Anyway, that does appear to be all of the builds, so let's get into the winners. Okay, got it. In third place, we have HH Smarty with their cinnamon bun shop. And in second place, we have Shifty Wifty with their Riverside Cafe. And in first place, we have Slushy Cone with their cafe window, strawberries, pudding, and drink. Yeah. Anyway, that will do it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Until next time, goodbye!